If you're new to Blon products, I have to kind of like enlighten new users of earphones on this company, because Blon is a Chinese brand, a little Chinese brand. They started a couple of years ago. They started making earphones, and they really took off with just one release, one huge release, and they never even expected that release to become huge, and that is the Blon BLO3. When they released that product, they blew off so much that till today, they have not been able to replicate even 1/3 of the success of the Blon BLO3 with every single release they've put out till date. They've tried everything. They've released so many models, from more expensive to more budget sets. They've not been able to crack that love, that aura they had with the Blon BLO3. And the funny thing is, the Blon BLO3 still till date costs $20. Now they've released their Z200, and they want the Z200 to follow from the success of the BLO3, because if you look at the Z200, you can see it looks similar to the Blon BLO3. It almost has the same shape, if I'm not mistaken. But one thing I can say right now is that the Blon BLO3 was highly successful. This looks like it wants to succeed with everything they've tried. Now, the main thing they're trying to sell people with this new model is that it's going to have the same incredible amount of bass that the original Blon had, but with a better control on it. So what are we looking at here now? The Z200 is going to be a very strong bass set. Because one thing the Blon BLO3 did better than most ever budget earphone that has ever come out is that it punches, the bass punches above its price point. And now when you compare this against like the new earphones like TRUTHEAR Crinacle ZERO, you compare it against something like the THIEAUDIO Zero, or the latest 7Hz Salnotes Zero, you'll start seeing that maybe this model can become the new budget king, because Blon, unlike the conventional mainstream HiFi brand, they do not conform to this Harman tuning. That's not their thing. They don't do Harman tune style earphones. They just do their, I wouldn't say it's V shape, but they do more or less a V style tuned earphones that are very fun, that give you that body. They tried doing neutral for a while. They at a point they tried neutral to make neutral earphones like every Tom, Dick and Harry brand now is doing. They tried that, but they found out that the audience never bought into that sets that they released. They tried it with the other sets that follow the BLO3. They tried to be clinical in their build and in the way they did their thing, but it never came out well. It wasn't a resounding success. So now when you start comparing this new Z200 to the more recent earphones, you start seeing that maybe this set might become the new king, because it will give you bass. It will still have a decent mids, but maybe not the clearest highs that all the other sets are having. But that bass that these other models tend to lack is something that the Blon as a brand will give you, and they will give you and make you happy knowing that you have that for yourself. So I do have kind of like this belief that maybe this Z200 might be a very successful set. There is a chance that it might break out, especially if the bass is unique enough to get buyers to understand that, okay, there is value in me buying this model over the more neutral sets that are already out there. So I do think that this will be a very successful set. I really have no doubt about the fact that it can get there and be very successful. Because if you look at the other models from other brands like the Salnotes Zero, THIEAUDIO Zero, after I've done the announcement, nobody's really purchasing or pushing it like I know it could be pushed, because maybe it's because it might sound pretty much like every other thing that is on the market. But we need earphones that can start sounding different from what's already out there, and that's the only way we can have successful releases going forward. But other than that, I do think this will be a successful set regardless. Regardless of the budget set, it's going to compete there is a chance it will be a very successful set. Let's see how things go from here. I will leave a link to where you can buy the Blon Z200 in the description if you want to check it out. This is the latest from Blon. Do check it out, subscribe to the channel, like our content, and see you guys very much next time.